Hey, it's David Breeze Flippers. End of the week, and we've had some sales. It's not been too bad. Very happy with it. I think it's going to be a good weekend. So if everything kind of check out the way it's been going, or it keeps going the way it's been going, I think we might have a really good weekend because we've been sending out a ton of offers too. I don't know if anybody else has been experiencing that, so I'll be curious to hear what you got to say. It's not going to be a long video today. Don't have a lot of stuff to talk about. I do have a couple interesting things. I was just going back and looking at our top sales for the past 90 days. I think I'll show that too, just kind of be fun to kind of jump in there and show you what has sold the past 90 days. And maybe that's hopefully a sign of things to kind of come, because even though the past 90 days hasn't been as busy as we would have liked it to been, but you know, it has had some good sales. So we'll take a look at that as well. So let's get into it.
Find it, flip it, ship it, wear Breeze Flippers, keep it moving. Find it, flip it, ship it, repeat.
So like I said, sales good. You know, we've had some a couple of good sales this week. Obviously, earlier this week we had the Racetrack sale, which was great. That really kind of helped the bottom line a little bit. And we also had on Wednesday or Tuesday night, actually, we sold, or was it Wednesday? I'm about to look and see. I'm not sure what day it was, but we did sell it was Wednesday late. We did sell the Smith Corona electric typewriter, 1960s blue portable case. It was tested, it works. This is one of the ones I picked up a couple weeks ago at Flea Across Florida when Sherry and I were out on that Saturday, and we stopped at it, just kind of saw it as we drove by, turned around, had to go back and went into this little narrow driveway and found this little place back there, and they had a nice little garage sale going on. And the lady said she had 3 of these old typewriters, and she brought them both out, and she had one sitting there. Well, I already knew I kind of wanted the one, but I hadn't really figured out a price yet. We hadn't talked about it. And then she said, well, I'd like to get 10 a piece, or you could take all 3 for 25. And I was like, okay, well, I might take all 3, but then I thought the one was in bad shape. It was electric too, but it needed some work. And the other one was an interesting one. It typed notes. It wasn't electric, but it actually typed musical notes. Now I kind of regret it. I didn't buy those 2, and I should have bought them all for 25, but I did end up buying this one for 10, and we sold it for $139.99, and I got $29.99 shipping. Now, lesson learned. Big items that are over certain weights, from this point forward, I am going to do calculated shipping, because I charged $29.99 and it cost me $44 to ship. This typewriter was, and I knew how heavy it was, so I don't know how I missed that. Now, part of in my thinking was, as far as the price goes, I priced it right a little bit below what a lot of other ones similar were priced at, right? So a lot of these were not selling for $100. They were selling for $100. I was priced at $139, but they were selling for $100 and doing $50 shipping. I understand why, but but I was just said, well, I'm gonna put mine at $139.99 and take $29.99 shipping. My hope was that I would get closer to the $139.99. Well, I got exactly the $139.99, which was great, and the $29 shipping. So yes, I had to pay a little bit more on shipping. So what, $15-ish, right around there. But I also made pretty good money on this for a $10 investment. You know, I'm still almost, you know, pretty good. I'm not going to complain at all. $10, not going to complain. So 10x my investment on that, basically. So and now I'm popping all these up on the screen for you guys too. So, and then we also sold, which this was kind of interesting. This is a 101 Dalmatians Disney pins, 1998, 1999, cast member exclusive. So these are vintage. Now, like I said before, my wife used to work for Disney. They used to get these things all the time. For the longest time, she would never sell them because, well, one, they had a little memory for her, but also she didn't really want to put stuff out there that was cast member stuff only. Well, in time, all that stuff's gone. I mean, there's very few cast members anymore, right? So, you know, we just kind of looked at it and said, why are we holding this? It doesn't really have any sentimental value. So we went ahead and put it out there for sale. So there's 3 little pens, sold for $21.24. And I think we got $4.99 shipping on that one. Next was an interesting one. This one's actually an international sale. And again, you don't ever even know what people buy stuff for, but they do. This was 1995 Toy Biz Marvel Comics Generation X Jubilee action figure. She's vintage. She's 5 inches tall. They sent me an offer. I think I had 14 something on it. They sent me an offer for $12. I was like, yeah, sure. Well, I noticed when it went out, it was an international shipping. It's actually going to Turkey. So they paid a good little chunk to send it over to Turkey. So I have no idea why, or it must have been very important to them. So I guess it was. So anyway, that's going out. The next thing that sold was Garth Brooks, the limited series box disc set, all CDs. So this was a pickup that I made again at the veteran's house that I talked about that was selling their house, and I bought all of his media. I really didn't have, I put $1 on all these because that was just what I had in my head. I have made my money back 10 times on that. Most of these things were probably well under $1 if you counted out every item and looked at every total item. Which brings me to a subject that I'm going to have to talk about with you guys. I want to ask, I'd love to take a poll. Maybe I'll put a poll. When you guys do your bookkeeping, do you do accrual or do you do cash? I was told to do accrual by an accountant, and that's what I do. So everything has a cost to it, right? So everything that I buy, I put a dollar amount on. But I know some people just go on the cash basis. So they say, if I spend $100, that's my cost. That's what I have. And, you know, that's what the purchases are, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I know that the IRS, is what I've read, prefers the accrual method because they can account for inventory and different things like that a little bit differently. I have to look it up and see a little bit more, maybe get some more information on it. But I'm just curious, what do you guys do? Does anyone out there use the accrual method? Am I the only crazy one? Because Mike Deathpile Picker says you're an idiot if you use accrual, and he's joking, obviously, guys, but it did make me think. I'm like, should I be doing this? Because it's a pain sometimes to keep track of all this stuff, but that's the way it works. But anyway, so did get $13.72 for that one, and it did go out medium mail shipping, but it was free shipping. So one of those ones that I'm at some point trying to weed out, but we'll get there. So, all right, next thing. This one's cool. I should probably put this video out at some point, but this is a vintage 1993 Playmate Star Trek The Next Generation tricorder with the box and working, and these were serialized. This was a collector's edition, 293,574 out of, I have no idea how many, but anyway, it is numbered. You can see that. I did put a battery in it. It does work. It doesn't do anything. It makes a couple little beeping noises. You push like 3 buttons and it goes doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo, and that's it. And it's like, so, but if you're a cosplayer or a collector or somebody, this is a great thing. Now, the garage sale that I got this at, she was a Star Trek collector. She had a bunch of memorabilia and stuff. I ended up picking up Star Trek Pez, a complete set of Pez for Star Trek. I ended up picking up a Star Wars model, or Star Trek model of F-107 Starfighter, and then it had an extra, the Enterprise with it. So it was a not built model. A bunch of other stuff. That was also a day I picked up a broken calculator, which we thought it was working, but unfortunately it wasn't. So it's being sold for parts of repair. But I think overall, I paid $35 for everything. This one sold for $50, and I got $6, I think, or $7.99 shipping, one or the other. I can't remember for sure, but it's going to go out. That's a cool little collector piece, though. I think that's going to be fun for someone. Next thing is I got a couple hat sales today, which is great. This hat, I'm always shocked that it sells, to be honest with you. It is not the cleanest hat in the world. It's a St. Louis. I guess St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah, St. Louis Cardinals. It's an outdoor cap. Obviously, it was a giveaway hat, probably a stadium giveaway. It's bright silver. It's a little worn out. It's got some edging and stuff on there. I didn't get much for it, guys. I mean, it's been sitting there for a long time. Matter of fact, it's been in my inventory since July of 22. So quite a few years. But I did sell it for $5.64. It will have $4.99 shipping. And I'm just happy to see it go. So somebody's going to enjoy that. Next, part of that Pokemon buy, that plush buy that just keeps on giving. This is a Pokemon Sneasel Bean plush figure, and this is from Jack's Pacific. So it is got the Pokemon tag, so it is legit from Jack's. Little creature, he's not very big, very rare, I guess, but he went out for $24.99. He will get free shipping. He'll go in a poly bag. He'll work out pretty good. Last but not least, glad to see this thing go because I am not a Tennessee fan. Hate to say that, but So I think some people that know me know that I'm an Alabama fan, so this is hard to hold. Anyway, this is a Nike Tennessee Volunteers cap. It's C99 dry fits with the swoosh. It's in actually excellent shape. They sent me a fairly low offer on it, and I just replied back for $11.25. I said, I need $11.25 for the hat. It was just an odd number. I threw it back because I had 14 something on it. I think it was on sale already for 15% off. So I did get $11.25 for it. It'll go out $4.99 shipping. Yeah, you know, it's no more Tennessee hat. Hey, it's the last one. So, and I picked that up for less than $1. It was just one of those, you know, it was in a bunch of other hats, so why not grab it? So anyway, so that's all that's going out, guys. Almost $859 so far this week. So not going to complain. Just heading into the weekend. Typically we do okay. Hopefully we have, you know, a dozen sales this weekend. I'd be tickled to see that. We do have a big day of sourcing tomorrow. Even though I have so much stuff to keep listing, I just keep listing and listing and listing, and it's just trying to catch up, and we're trying to get ahead of stuff. And inventory is a huge problem in this house. My wife is getting a little tired of seeing all the inventory in the living room and everywhere else, but it's like I said, I don't really have a place to put it. It is making money. So we're looking at some ways, though, to kind of move inventory fast. One of the things we're doing, obviously, is on Dibbed It. If you haven't been to Dibbed It yet, DIBDIT.com, go out there and use Breeze Flips. You can get $5 off your first $10 purchase. But I will tell you that that is definitely one of our options. I have those about 250 Blu-rays that I got to sell. We're going to do that tonight at 8 p.m. Central, and it's going to be fun. We're also selling video games. So I listed most of the video games that I had that I bought at Flea Across Florida, and then the weekend after. Most of them are listed. It was about $2,800 worth, I think, that I listed on eBay, which that's what I wanted to do. And then, but the rest of the games they're good games, but they're not like fast selling games on eBay. So I said, well, we're going to sell those tonight too. So I'm going to do little bundles, you know, a couple games and stuff for $2 and see how they go. So I'm sure we'll do well. We always typically do pretty well with the media sales. So we're going to hit that pretty hard tonight. I had a comic auction last night, but it had to get canceled because, well, one of the things I said to talk about is it's difficult having a full-time job and trying to be full/part-time reseller, which, you know, I say I'm a part-time reseller, but I spend a good sometimes 20, 30 hours a week in all the stuff that I do between videos and sourcing and shipping and listing and cleaning and writing newsletters, all the stuff that you do. If you add it all up, it's a lot of hours. It's a minimum of 20 hours a week. But we had some issues come up that I just could not do my auction last night because I was on hold, or I was on trying to help resolve issues and or kind of get ready to do a job that I had to do. And unfortunately, it took a long time. So I ended up pushing my auction until Monday. So I'm going to do it Monday, I think at 7 or 8 p.m. Central. So if you get on Dibbed It, follow me. You'll see the auction come up. But you're definitely going to... I have some great fun. We're going to do some fun stuff with this auction on the comics. I'm going to do I don't know if you ever played the game called, I think it's called Left, Center, Right, LCR, with dice. And you roll dice and you can go left, right, or whatever. It's kind of fun. The kids, it's a good game. Anybody can play it. My daughter wins a lot of quarters when she plays it. So it's like you play for a little money, or whatever money you have. It's like change. But I'm going to do that kind of thing with the comics. We're going to do left, center, right, and they can kind of pick two after they bid. So it's going to be fun. So we're going to put up some good stuff. I got some good comics to put up too, something different. So, and I'm still working on selling off bulk comics. So if you are interested in bulk comics, let me know. I do buy comics, but right now I'm on a hiatus for buying because I got to sell some stuff off. So, and I got a bunch that I want to send off to CGC, and you know, I'm still debating on some of that because some of the values that I thought I had on there aren't as good, so I may end up selling some of those on eBay raw. We'll see, because there's nothing that I want to keep. I have my personal collection of about 500 comics that I'm not selling, or maybe down the road someday I might after I'm done with them, but you know, but the rest of them, I got to find a way to move them. So some of them might get graded, some of the more valuable ones, it makes sense to do that, or, you know, if it makes sense to do it. But, you know, I have some that I love to go get graded, but then I don't want to sell them. So I don't know what I'll do with those either. So we'll see. Anyway, lots of stuff, but yeah, inventory's been a hassle. I mean, inventory is a tough thing to deal with, and we're good on space as far as outside in the garage where we store stuff, but a lot of the stuff is still in here, and it's got to get listed. So we're going to be working on that very, very, very soon. Not a lot else going on, guys. This is, like I said, a big weekend that we're trying to get ready for some sourcing tomorrow. Lots of garage sales. This is our time of the year, so we're going to definitely hit that and get out there. I've just been devouring a lot of YouTube lately. I found another podcast I really like. So if you know who Jimmy Old School Flips is, he has a new podcast called the Buy It All Podcast. Really enjoy it. Go out there and check it out. If you're a reseller and you enjoy reselling, I mean, I love Trash to Cash and I love the reseller leftovers. Those guys are hilarious. While they do touch on subjects of reselling sometimes, it's sometimes, I think it's more comedy sometimes than it is reselling, but I enjoy the heck out of it, right? I enjoy listening to them, but I like this Buy It All podcast. They just were talking about a lot of stuff that it's kind of cool. So anyway, go check them out. They're just starting out and trying to build their channel up. So definitely go take a look at them. If you hadn't had a chance yet to like and subscribe, appreciate it if you would. We're trying to get to 1,000. December will be our 1 year, and we'd love to hit 1,000 and do some giveaways around Christmas. So we're going to do some giveaways, some books and some other stuff. We're going to celebrate that 1,000 and get out there and, you know, keep trying to grow, help people if we can. And, you know, if not, I always enjoy the conversation. So like I said, you guys leave comments, love to hear the comments. And I do my very, very best to reply to every one of them. A matter of fact, one of the people that I replied to, or named Susan, she was just telling me about something about some percentage that they have to pay in Texas. I got to find out more about that. So I'm hoping she'll let me know, because I at one point was going to move to Texas. Glad I didn't, because now all my kids are, you know, 8 hours in the east of me. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd want to go to Texas. They're going to start charging resellers or fees on top of that. So, and it seems kind of odd, because Texas doesn't seem like the kind of state that would do that. So that's why I like Florida. We have no state taxes, you know, it's decent. So we get by, but, you know, that's, you know, we may stay here. Who knows? We may move closer to one of our kids if they ever decide to move somewhere else, or I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm not a fan of Georgia, but I mean, I love my grandson and I love my kids up there. So, you know, we may have to figure out something, because retirement is just not too far away. You know, I'm ready to do this full time. So if I could just do it tomorrow, I would. But unfortunately, they pay me too well to do what I do. So I have to stay where I'm at for a while. But this year is good for this business. So I feel like we may actually come very, very close to our goal, because if I start looking at where we're at right now for the quarter, this quarter, we're still, like I said, if you compare it to the prior year full quarter, we're still 33% ahead of last year's quarter. And if we look at this year, yeah, I mean, it's starting to climb. We're like, last week we were 5%, this week we're 6%, so it's climbing. So I think, you know, it's not unheard of for us to exceed what we did last year on eBay, which is always the goal. I'd love to exceed it by a lot, but with that and dibbed it, I think we're going to hit our goal this year. So going to keep trying, keep moving along. I hope your guys' week has been good. Let me know if your sales are good. I'd love to hear anybody else that's having good luck. As I was editing my video, I realized right from the get-go that I forgot to do what I said I was going to do in the very beginning, which was cover my top sales for the past 90 days. So I thought I'd do that real fast, but I also want to talk about some big sales that I've had this year. And I started to look and see, why is my comic category so high? And I started looking at it and realized, wow, I had some really good comic sales this year I totally forgot about. So I'm going to run through these. I'll pop them up on the screen, but these are just the top, we'll say the top 3 sales from the past 90 days. And this is August, basically August, and I think this one might have been July. So we'll just run through them real quick. The one, starting with number 3, and this one was a pretty good one. This was the Kelly Toy Luigi plush, 12-inch, 2004, Super Mario Brothers. Again, from that big plush buy that I made with the Pokemon. Best thing I've ever done. We got $159.99 for that. I think we got like $5.99 shipping, maybe $6.99 shipping for it. So, so the total cost on that actually that we got was $171.59. So yeah, great. Plush, who knew? I never in my life thought I'd sell a plush for better than $100. So that was number 3. Number 2 was Amazing Spider-Man number 300 Mexico Chrome Foil, CGC 9.4. It was the first Venom, and it's a Todd McFarlane cover. Now this was the Mexican Chromium foil, which came from, I think, probably a Comic-Con, I think SDCC, I think. But anyway, it was really pretty. I mean, I loved it. Sat on my shelf forever. Ended up getting $170 for that plus some shipping. So that was my second biggest in the 90 days. And the first would have been the Amazing Spider-Man number 68 CGC 9.8 with the Kyle New Virgin variant signed by Shameik Moore. And Shameik Moore is the voice for the new Spider-Man. His name's escaping me right now, but it'll come to me in a minute. But anyway, so I got $183.59 for that. And so those were the biggest ones this quarter. So we've had other good sales. Like I said, the typewriter just recently, the Racetrack. I mean, some really good sales. I had Amazing Spider-Man 410 CGC 9.8. So a lot of comics, I was realizing. Then I went back and looked at the year and I realized, oh, I had a really good sale in February. It was Amazing Spider-Man 430 CGC 9.8. So it was the Carnage Silver Surfer Thunderbolt. We sold that one for $400. And I think I had $12.99 shipping on it. So I do remember that one being good. And then I sold the entire 4 comics, the Deadpool Circle Chase 1 through 4, all of them CGC 9.6. And that was the first solo for Deadpool. Sold that entire set for $315, and I think we got 20 something dollars for shipping, or 12 or 19, I can't remember for sure. And then the other one was we sold the New Mutants Dead Souls #1 from Mark Brooks, signed by Mark Brooks, and the Hellfire Club variant. That was a CGC 9.8. So got that and sold that one for $300. So I had money in that one. That one cost me a little bit. Matter of fact, I think I paid upwards to about $180 for that one, but got $300 for it, sold it, and can't complain. So anyway, I wanted to be a man of my word and went back and said I was going to do this, and I totally forgot. So I'll just insert it in the video somewhere. But tell me about your biggest sales this year. What do you guys think? I mean, like I said, I'm looking at this, and one of the things that I was excited to see is like, wow, I did really have some good sales. Now I would love to have a $1,000 comic sale or a $2,000 comic sale if I had one, but I don't right now. But that doesn't say it can't happen. So anyway, and I did say, I think the one thing is having all those really big sales has really helped our average sales price per item, because we're over $30 for our average sales price for the items for the year, which is great. So anyway, thought that was kind of interesting. Just throw it in at the end somewhere here. And so tell us about your sales, though. I'd love to hear what you guys do as well. And if you got something really big, you want to brag a little bit, put it out there. Let's talk about it. I would love to hear what you guys have. Thanks. Things have picked up, and I don't know what it has to do with, but they've picked up, and that's what we want to see. We want to see things pick up and start moving, and it's getting ready for this fourth quarter. So get your boxes, get everything in line, get ready for this fourth quarter. It's going to be a good one. I hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again on Sunday. Sherry and I will be on another video. We'll find something good to talk about, or maybe nothing at all, just chat. So anyway, I'm David, Breeze Flippers. We'll see ya.
Find it, flip it, ship it. We're Breeze Flippers. Keep it moving.